ladies and gentlemen, to Fan Appreciation Month here on Reaction and Review. Tonight, guys, I'm taking a look at a Sci-Fi Channel original film from 2009. That movie is Dinoshark. Now, as many of you know, I've been very vocal about this in the past. I hate movies involving sharks. And God help me, this will be the last one I ever cover for this series. Because there has never been a good shark movie. No, there hasn't. I don't want to hear about Jaws. Jaws sucked. I don't want to hear about any other film you could possibly list involving sharks. They've all been tedious, plotless pieces of shit. So there's no way in hell this thing is going to be any better. And I can already tell that this thing is going to suck based on two things. The story is about a prehistoric shark that was trapped in an iceberg and was set free. Which, for those of you who are keeping score, was exactly how Mega Shark vs. Giant Octopus started. And you would think that I would be happy because this is produced by legendary filmmaker Roger Corman. But even that gets kneecapped with the fact that Corman also produced Sharktopus, which was borderline unfucking watchable. So guys, I honestly am not even wondering if this stupid thing is going to be if it's going to be any good. I already know it's not going to be good. Right now, guys, the only question I'm wondering is how bad is this stupid thing going to really be? And the only way I'm going to find out the answer to that is if I shut up and I push play, and I'm going to do that right now. So, without further ado, it's time to kick back, relax, and check out Dinoshark. So, we just had a kill that probably would have been really cool if it wasn't punctuated with the fucking, like, Wilhelm scream, and probably have been cooler if the, CG wasn't absolute shit, but bless them, at least they fucking tried. You know, guys, I know I started off this thing claiming that this movie was going to be bad, and it totally is. But god damn it, I was at least hoping for something. I was hoping for at least a interesting scene, or a character that we could fucking care about, or a twist that might make some level of sense. We have gotten nothing. This movie has been boring as fuck for the last almost half hour. And god damn it, I cannot wait for the fucker to end. I really just can't. Wait. So did the Coast is the Coast Guard really pulling him over in the middle of the ocean for breaking the speed limit? I didn't know the ocean had speed, limits. I guess you really do learn something new every fucking day, huh? So, hold on a fucking second here. So, we have a shark that's able to eat fucking boats, and this fucking clown thinks that a bit of chain link is going to stop it? There's no way in hell this plan is going to work. It's just too fucking stupid. It makes no goddamn sense. Then again, nothing in this movie really makes any sense. Nothing in this movie's been halfway decent. Why in the hell should I fucking expect our hero's plan to be even half fucking good at this point? And naturally, the plan doesn't work because the shark is just able to jump over the fucking chain link. Oh, and now we have really shitty looking CG fucking muzzle flares on all of the guns. God damn. Guys, I really want this movie to just fucking end and end now. Can it please just do that for me? Well, on the plus side, at least this movie's finally found a way to make fucking water fucking polo interesting. Just go sick a giant angry shark on both teams. Just watch the shark eat them. So, hey, at least it made a shitty fucking sport watchable. Well, guys, that was Dinoshark. My god, that was a fucking chore. No, shut up. Alright, well, I know that when I started this, I was going into this thing ridiculously biased. I really think that a lot of people who've been watching this series long enough kind of sort of saw that coming. But was Dinoshark able to break out of the usual shark film mold of being the same old boring bullshit? Well, no, not even fucking close. This is just another dull, tedious shark film we can put onto the growing mountain of them that have come out. I'm gonna start with writing. I have a big question. I am not an expert on sharks, and I am not a marine biologist, but something here just doesn't make any sense. Sharks, including the one in this film, are native to warm water climates. Most sharks are drawn towards warmer, waters, which is why you see them a lot in places like Mexico, Florida, South America. You see them all over in that part of the country. Yet this shark, and what looked to be many others like it at the very start of the film, were all frozen in a fucking, iceberg in Alaska. The only reason why I know that it was an iceberg in Alaska is because the shark's first victim is a fisherman there, and we know that the fisherman was in fucking Alaska because the shark swallowed his distress beacon and belched it up when he got down to Mexico. Why? Because the shark was heading towards warmer, waters. Then what the fuck was he doing in Arctic waters in the first fucking place? I totally understand, guys, that I'm asking way too much of a movie that didn't even try to be, entertaining. But the least you could explain is, why the fuck was this shark anywhere near Arctic waters in the first place when it was obviously tempered for warmer waters? It would have no rhyme, reason, or purpose being near Arctic waters for any reason at all. But hey, that honestly is just a minor issue compared to the fact that, well, in terms of having a story, we barely have a fucking story. Because it's the same goddamn story that fucking goes and infests damn near every other shark film out there. Where there's this big event going on, and the shark is threatening to ruin it. And of course the shark does fucking ruin it, because nobody listens to warnings. And of course, when there is talk of sharks, randomly eating people, apparently the fucking mindset of everybody is let's go into the water as opposed to let's go inland, which is why stupid shit like this gets made, because of course you have to make your characters all fucking stupid as hell, so that way they want to play around in shark fucking infested waters. But hey, I also would probably have let all of that slide. If the characters in this thing were in any way likable, or if they had any kind of personality. Guys, I spent 90 minutes trying to find a reason to care about any of these characters. There wasn't. I did not care about a single fucking character in this movie because none of them had any personality. Certain ones had fucking, accents that would come and fucking go at will. I barely remember the names of the cast, or rather the cast of characters. I do not remember any of them because they were all that fucking bland and pointless. You could literally take every single character in this film and just basically go and swap every single one of them a fucking around, and you wouldn't know because there is no personality to any of these characters, which means that there is no genuine conflict and there is no reason to fucking care. This movie did not try at all in terms of writing, and the very fact that they were completely bankrupt for fucking, that they were so bankrupt for ideas, they went, sure, shark. Yeah. So, I mean, guys, this thing here, in terms of writing, is a complete misfire and a total failure. Unless, of course, you're one of those people who absolutely fawns and drools over the very concept of shark films, then, then this year is going to be perfect, for you, because it's more of the same shit that you love so goddamn much. Now, because the story and because the characters are so lifeless and so flat and so pointless, the acting here is was also going to suffer. But when I say suffer, I mean I was at least expecting a couple actors, I don't know, to ham it up or try or do something. No. Every single line of dialogue is read as flat and as lifeless as possible, which then brings the mood of this film down even further. Guys, I'm going to tell you right now, when the closest thing we have to acting is a fucking tour guide on a boat who would probably naturally sound as bored as this actor sounded, because it's the same goddamn speech he probably has to give every time he's on that goddamn boat. When that is the closest thing we have to good acting, your film is in deep fucking trouble. Nobody here tried, alright? Nobody here even cared. I honestly would be surprised if anybody here even looked at the script before showing up on set, because everything here sounds as if people are reading them off of fucking reading them off of cue cards, which would probably explain why the acting is that fucking bad. Guys, the acting here was fucking disastrous. And also, it doesn't help that they were trying to loop in dialogue, except they were looping in dialogue for characters whose mouths were not moving in the slightest, or were in no way matching what was being said, or in some cases what was being looped in was the deadest reading you could have given for a line, because we have at one point a kid just sitting in the ocean, and the shark is kind of circling him, and the kid is asking for help. So you would almost think that the kid would be screaming for help. He'd be, just shouting out for help. No, the kid's like, help me, help me, help me. And the same fucking tone each and every time on a constant fucking loop. It was lifeless, it was pointless, and it really made the whole scene even shittier. So let me just clarify here. We had a story which was lazy and shitty. We had a script that was lifeless and terrible. Acting that was equally as lifeless and terrible. But what about the special effects? Because naturally, any fucking film involving a big goddamn fish is probably going to be saved if the CG is decent. Well, remember that this is from the same crew who worked on Sharktopus. CG was not good here. Besides the fact that our shark looks awful, we also had CG body parts, we had tons and tons of CG blood, and we had CG muzzle flares on the guns. Guys, it doesn't cost much to get blanks for your guns, so that way your guns give off a natural muzzle flare. So why the fuck would you need to resort to CG muzzle, flare on your gun? It always looks cheap. It always looks terrible, and it really does cheapen the total product of a film. Guys, I cannot think of a single positive here. I cannot. The only way I could see anything here as a positive is if you are a fan of these sorts of films, and I am not. So when all is said and done, am I able to recommend Dinoshark? Personally, no. However, again, if you are one of those people who really likes garbage like Mega Shark versus whatever, or Jaws, or, Shark Attack, or Megalodon, if you find any of those kinds of god-awful things good, then you are going to love this, because it's more of the fucking same. However, if you have a couple of brain cells dedicated to understanding how pointless and stupid this fucking genre is, avoid it. There is nothing here for you. There is nothing positive. There is nothing good. This movie was a waste of 90 minutes, and god damn it, I wish I got those 90 minutes back. And before I give the, shout out for this, because this did come off of the Amazon wish list, I would like to right now officially ban all shark films from reaction and review from this point forward. I do not want to hear about how good they are. I don't want to hear about how bad they are. I am not wasting another fucking second on these god-awful, disgusting, boring, lazy, tedious, borderline plotless films. Anything with a shark as the primary focus is officially and outright banned from this series from this day forward, and that is a fucking promise. Now, because it is Fan Appreciation Month, Dinoshark came off the Amazon wish list. The person who sent it in is Robert, and as always, Robert does not want me to give out his YouTube channel, and that's totally cool. Robert, thank you, because, well, you honestly were able to send in, you honestly were willing to spend money on sending in this, and honestly, I had not grown my extreme hatred for sharks when I put this thing on the wish list. That just sort of grew very quickly as I started watching these. So this thing honestly did, you know, have a chance to be decent. When I put it on the wish list, I really was hoping that fucking Roger Corman's name was going to be able to save this thing, and unfortunately it didn't. But still, I do thank you for sending it in, because otherwise I would probably never have found out if this thing was any good or not. So once more, guys, Robert is fucking awesome, because he has sent in a ton of movies for this series. Granted, sometimes they really suck, but sometimes he also sends in some rather decent stuff. Now, I need to go watch something good that was made by Roger, Corman. I'm thinking maybe A Bucket of Blood. I have not watched A Bucket of Blood in ages. So I am going to go watch that. Yeah, guys, with that, we come to the close of another reaction and review. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care, and I will see you all in the near future. Peace.